This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today are three gentlemen who regularly appear on Stockbox. That is Marc Sale from First Class Metals, Ryan Mee from Fulcrum Metals, and Darren Hazelwood from Panther Metals. Welcome to you all. Very unusual to have three of you on from all at once in the same environment. But of course, you have a common theme, and you're organising an event in London on the 19th of September at the Cote Brasserie Saint Paul's. It starts at 6 o'clock. And this is what we're talking about today, what that's all about, and inviting investors to come along if they so wish. So Ryan, first of all, let's start with you. Can you just tell everyone what this event is all about?
Hi, Mark. Well, what this is all about is three companies with a common interest in the exploration industry wanting to do something different other than your standard investor presentation. We want to make it a lot more interactive. We want to make it so that it's interesting to join, it provokes thought, and it gives a real good platform for the companies and the CEOs to really engage with shareholders and potential investors.
Okay, well, thank you. That sounds very interesting. Darren, can I ask you for the why? Why do you three want to come together and do this event?
Well, look, we've seen a big increase in exploration explorers in London going over to Canada. And this is a country built on mining. And we still feel that there's probably a little bit of a misunderstanding in the UK due to a lack of work being conducted by UK companies. And we want to educate. We wanted to show the market why we're there, the opportunities that exist, and that it's such a vast country that it's still far from well explored. And it's a country, it's a tier one jurisdiction. This has become more and more important as we go on that hunt for critical minerals, and we are at the forefront of that.
Okay, well, Mark, let me come to you now and ask, well, really, why should investors make the trip down to London? If investors are in London, it's slightly easier. Of course, Stockbox, like myself, we will be there. We will be covering the event, and I think broadcasting it live, but also interacting with people who perhaps can't make it down. But there is a big difference to actually coming down physically into the same room with your fellow investors, having a chat, meeting you guys face to face. What is different about this event, and why should investors make the effort?
Well, two things off the top of my head to answer that, Mark. One is you've just heard from Ryan and Darren, and that's compelling enough reason to come and meet them in person, to listen to them, their erudite thoughts about exploration and Canada. Secondly, you get 2 bites or 3 bites of the cherry. You're meeting 3 different companies with a common interest in Canada, all in one place. I mean, if I wasn't going, I would want to go. And I will be there, obviously, with Darren and Ryan. But I think it's a golden opportunity to listen to 3 points of view on a common subject in person, or if you can't make it in person, through recording. But yeah, face to face. I'm a face to face person, if I'm honest, and it will be a mixture of formal and informal with some beers and wine afterwards. So I think it's just a great platform for investors to get to know the people they are investing in, or potentially they might invest in.
Well, thank you. I think you all three are people and prefer to do things in person. Ryan, if I can just come back to you for a final thought. Have you decided on the format of the event? You said you wanted it to be different, not death by PowerPoint, which is what a lot of these events used to be. Do you have an idea of the structure of the evening?
Yeah, so, what we want to break away from the traditional mold. Like we said, we want to make it a bit more interactive. So this is going to be quite a loose format, but with some key points which we really want to address for investors. And essentially, it's going to, we'll have general discussions about the markets and strategies. We'll talk about our own individual businesses. But there's a lot of things where we can discuss at the same time between all three companies, and actually in a format that allows shareholders or investors who are present at the night can actually just get involved as we're talking, we will have a live stream of the event where people can post questions live, where that can be integrated into the evening. We're really encouraged that, people to get involved with us. This isn't about us getting in front of people and, as you say, talk them to death. This really is about two-way communication. And that's why we really want to emphasize that. This isn't not your normal investor evening. So it's a little bit different. We're really excited about it. And I think people who come along will get a lot out of the evening.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The idea that we're having an interactive evening as opposed to sort of 3 half-hour segments where you just preach to the audience, a few questions after. This is about the audience engaging directly us engaging with the audience and being able to really, really engage and answer the questions that people want to know the answers to. And that's what we're there for.
And I think it also, Mark, shows a very enlightened attitude, and all credit to Ryan putting forward the idea. Exploration is competitive. I mean, if you see something on your ground and the person next door drops their ground, you're going to pick up that ground. So exploration is competitive at the end of the day. But this is showing that despite that, we can collaborate in order that the investment community can benefit from us coming together.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all very much for telling us a bit about the event there. So almost like a fireside open discussion with the three of you, and encouraging engagement from shareholders and potential investors. Of course, Stockbox we will be talking about the event, where people can go and watch it online and engage with the event. And we will also help with helping investors if they want to register for the event. But what is the best thing to do, Ryan, if people are interested in coming? Is it best to keep an eye on Stockbox's media page, but also the respective companies here, to see the registration link, etc.?
Yeah, sure. So as we get closer to the event dates, I'd say beginning of September, people keep your eyes out. We'll be pushing the event through social media channels. We'll have updates on Stockbox. And essentially, there'll be a very simple registration process. There'll be an email where people can register. So it's a very simple process. And we're really excited about the evening, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to attending on the 19th. But thank you all, Mark, Darren, and Ryan, for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like, or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.